नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। शिवाय गुरवे नमः। गणेश शारदा गुरुभ्यो नमः। अनादिर्भूर्भुवः अनादिः. Anadi has two words, na and adihi. Because a is a vowel, you cannot have a vowel in front of a vowel. You can say abrahmana because ba is consonant. So you can put an a. So that you cannot do. So you have to add ana in front of adi. So it is anadi. Adi means karanam. Because always the karanam is before. The father is never born before the son.
After this.
Huh?
Father is never born after this.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Father is always born
before the son. Is always, so karanam is always before the karyam. That is why it is called adihi. Father is always adihi. And the father himself has got another father. And you cannot say that in the case of Parameshwara. Why? Then he will have another cause. It will end in regression basically. You have only two options. Who is the Karanam for Vishnu? Who is the cause for Vishnu? If you ask that question, Shankara already said Anadihi. He does not have a Karanam. But suppose for argument's sake, if you say who is the Karanam for Vishnu, you say that he has another cause. If he has another cause, then who is the cause for that cause? Then it will go to regression. Or if you say he is his own cause, it is like the father coming before the son. He is the son, right? And he is his own cause means what? He has to come before himself. That is impossible. Everybody will shake their head if I say that. So these two options are eliminated. Hence Shankara goes with the safest option, which is Karanam Navidyate. He cannot have a cause. Then only you can logically maintain the effect that the world is. The world is the effect of Paramatma. Logically it is impossible to have a thing without a cause. And that cause cannot have another cause because it will lead to regression, or it is impossible for it to predate itself. Hence, he is Anadihi. So, Shankara just said, Asya Karanam Navidyate. He does not have another dad. He is Anadihi. He is Nityaha. Basically, he is Nityaha.
Doesn't Anadi mean orphan?
Yeah. What? Anadi means what?
Orphan.
Anatha. This is da, that is tha. Yeah. So Natha means who provides you. Nathri yachane. You don't go and beg to a pauper. You basically beg to a Natha. Natha means one who is the objective of seeking. Nathri yachane. Anybody who is who is sought after. Natha means sought after. So who are the children seeking always? Dad and mom. Because they are the Lord. They don't behave like that. They behave exactly the opposite. But still, father and mother is the Natha of children. Hence, when they don't have that, or they have disappeared, then they become Anatha. This is Anadihi. Adi. Adi means Karanam. That is what Shankara says. Adihi Karanam. The definition of Karanam is Karya Niyata Purva Vritti. Niyata means invariably. No negotiations. You cannot negotiate. There is a product means definitely there is a cause. If there is this world means definitely there is Lokanatha. Otherwise the world will become Anatha or Trumpnatha. We don't want that. Hence we have to assume. That's what the Tarkashastra establishes Parameshwara in a book called Ishvara Siddhi. Ishvara Siddhi, they blast all the Buddhists because Buddha has done away with Vedas. Doing away with Veda means what? Doing away with Chaturvarnya Vyavastha. That means you don't agree with the constitution of humanity. Humanity means you have a head, a thinking person. So that they had, Buddhists. They had a class called teachers. So they had this class, but Buddha started it. That is the problem. It was not, he didn't take it as it was found. As it is found means, just like when the world was created by God, he also created the Chaturvarnya. He did not Chaturvarnyam maya sishtam gunakarma vibhagashaha tasya kartaram api mam vidhi akartaram. I am akarta. I don't have a cause for myself, or neither do I engage in any activity. Avyayam, because I am infallible. So that is why we have to have the Vyavastha. And Vyavastha can happen only if you have a Karanam. Suppose you start a company, you start the company and you write the laws. I take the Chinmaya Mission pledge. I will love everybody. I will give maximum happiness to maximum people for the maximum number of... All that you had to write. You had to write a new constitution if you start a mission. That's why we are not Christians. We don't start missions. Why? Because Anadihi. Vishnu is already, he has done the Vyavastha. All you have to do is look what the Veda says. See it. See means understand. Understand what the Veda says. That is why Vishnu is Anadihi. So Karanam is Karya Niyata Purvarti. Niyatam means invariably before the effect. Cause is invariably before the... That is kind of a logical requirement. It's like tight. You cannot eliminate the cause from the effect. If there is Jalam means immediately there is fire. If there is fire means immediately there is air. If there is air, immediately there is Akasham. Without space it cannot. So the Karanam is Niyata Purvavarti. Then it has to end up in Atma, not in Shunyam. Because from Shunyam only Shunyam can come. From Shunyam a substance cannot. That is why this word Anadi, Vishnoho Anaditva Siddhitvam, that means you are establishing that Vishnu is Sarva Karana Karanam. That Karanatva Siddhi is extremely important for Astikas. If you don't establish that, you can never have the Vedic constitution established. The Vyavastha cannot survive without establishing Ishvara. And we have to understand that Vishnu is Anadihi and he does not have a cause. He is Anadihi. Even we are Anadi. Only thing is, we have this change. We undergo change. Prakriti is also Anadi. This Jagat is also Anadi and Anantam. This world is going to be always there. There is no creation date for us. It's not 3rd century BC for us. It was there before and it will be there before. But changes happen. That change agent is Vishnu. That is how he is Sarvakarana Karanam. Karanatvat Sahanadi, being the first cause. Why he is Sarvakaranam? Because he is Bhurbhuvaha. How can Bhurbhuvaha be Karanam? When you know it, you will know it. Bhuhu means Adharam. Where are you sitting? In a substratum, in a location. So that is the meaning of Bhuhu. What is the meaning of Bhuvaha? Bhuvaha means Bhulokam. What is the meaning of Bhuvaha? Bhulokam. So where does the Bhu sit? Bhuvaha sits in Bhuhu, that is Vishnu. Bhuhu means Adharam. Bhuvaha means world. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Bhuhu. The Adharam of the earth. See, that's what he writes. Look at the word. Bhuhu Adharaha. Bhuhu means location.
Bhuhu means location.
Bhuhu means Adharam. Support. The supportive location. What is Bhuhu? Supportive location. Bhusthanamatre kathitha dharanyamapi chodite Bhu means sthanam. The meaning of this is Abhidhana Kosha. Like Amara Kosha, it is another dictionary, ancient dictionary. It states Bhu means sthanam. Bhu means the supportive location. Or Bhu is also Dharani. Dharani means earth. Bhu also comes in the sense of earth. Here he does not want to, Shankara does not want Bhu as earth. Why? He wants to take Bhuvaha as earth. So Bhuhu Adharaha Bhuvaha Bhumyaha. Bhuvaha means what? Bhumi of Bhumi. Sarvabhutasrayatvena prasiddhaya. And what is Bhumi? Bhu is Sarvabhutasrayam. Any bhutas. Who is the bhutam? Anything which happens. Morning you go and look at the mirror. You can visit that bhutam. That is why we say that. Pradasvarami hridi samspurad atmatattvam. Look at the mirror and Naja Bhuda Sangha. How does it say? How does it? The Pradasvaram ends like this. I remember the shining consciousness which is hidden in my heart. I am that. Na Bhuta Sangha. I am not what I am seeing. So as soon as you look at the mirror, you remember this verse. So that all the Bhuta Asrayam, anything that manifests, Bhutam means Bhuyate iti Bhutam, that manifests. For that the Adharam is Prithvi. That is why it's called Bhuvaha Sarvabhuta Asrayatvena Prasiddhayaha. She is the most famous support system for the entire ecosystem, entire manifestation of Bhutas. Tasyapi Bhuhu. Even for that Bhumi, he is the Bhuhu. That is why Vishnu is called Bhuvaha. That is why he is Anadi. Because he is the cause for everything and the support system for even for the Bhumi. Hence he is Bhuvaha. So actually Anadi is further supported by Bhuvaha. Bhuvopi Bhuhu. Iti Bhuvaha. Bhuvopi Bhuhu means Bhumyaha api Adharaha. Bhuvopi Bhuhu means Bhumyaha api Adharam. Iti Vishnuhu Bhuvaha.
So I am understanding what you are saying right now, but I am trying to compare the Bhu Bhuva when we chant the mantra Om Bhu Bhuva, or we say
that is different. No, there we don't say Bhur Bhuvaha.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm just getting confused with that. So
yeah, that is not Bhur Bhuvaha. Here is Bhur Bhuvo Lakshmi Suvero Ruchirangadaha. That is the mantra here. The name here is what? Bhur Bhuvo Lakshmi. There is no Suvaha here. He ends with Bhur Bhuvaha.
right.
But there Bhur Bhuvasvaha. So there Bhulokaha, Bhuvallokaha, Suvarlokaha. Suvarloka means Swargaloka. Bhuvarloka means Chandramandala, in between Antariksha. And Bhulokaha means our Loka. So there earth, Antariksha and Swarga. That is the meaning of the word Bhu has many meaning. It has the meaning support. It has the meaning earth. That we told here already. Shankara here takes the meaning of support so that he can allocate Bhuvaha for earth. Bhuvaha can also be Antariksha. That is, he is going to come now. That is the next meaning. But that is what Bhur Swaha means. Here we don't have that Swaha. So, Athava, he is saying that, Athava, I am going to call Bhuva as Antariksham. It is not Bhumi now. Athava, Nakavevalamaso Bhuhu Bhuvaha. He is not simply the Adharam for this Bhumi. Apitu, Lakshmi, he is also the Lakshmi of the Bhuvaha. So, Lakshmi means what? Shobha. Lakshmi means splendor. He is not only simply carrying the earth as like a laborer. Oh, I am carrying the Bhumi, I am Varaha Avatara. No. He is also carrying the Vibhutis. He is also carrying the Shobha. Shobha Sampatti Padmasu Lakshmi Sri Riti Gadyate. Shobha means Sampatti, wealth. Shobha means Padmam. A lotus is called Shobha. Lakshmi, Kamala, that is also Shobha. Srihi, just mere fortune, opulence, that is also Shobha. This is all Shobha. So he is the Bhumi's Adharam and Shobha. He is not just the support, he is also the opulence. So he is actually giving the offspring all the splendor as well. In Guruvayur, if you have to donate an elephant, you also have to donate the food for life. So elephant donation anybody can do. You can get it for 10,000 rupees when I was young. No, probably $10,000. But you also have to give the food for. It is like marrying somebody and making sure that. So that's why he is not only he is the Adharam for Bhumi, he is also Lakshmi. He also provides for that thing he is supporting. So now what happened? First it was Bhurbuha, one name. Now what happened? Bhurbuho Lakshmi. That became one name now. By adding this Lakshmi to that Bhurbuha, you got a new name. That's why he said Athava. So stop, not Bhurbuha, but it is Bhurbuha Lakshmi. Nakevalamaso Bhuhu Bhuvaha, just not Bhumer Adharaha. Shobha Cheti. He also is the Vibhuti of Lakshmi, Lakshmi of Bhuhu. Not enough. One more. Athava Bhuhu Bhulokaha. He came back Bhu to Bhulokaha. Bhuha Antarikshalokaha. Like Bhurbu Swaha, that meaning. Now, Swaha is not still there, but Bhuhu means Bhumi, Bhuha means Antariksham, Bhuvar Lokaha. Lakshmi means what? Atmavidya. Lakshmi means Brahma Vidya. So people who are in Bhuloka or Bhurloka, he is the Vidya, he is the knowledge. Why? Because it is said in the Vishnu Purana, in Lakshmi Stuti. What does it say? Atma Vidyaja Devitvam. For whom is this Stuti? For Lakshmi. So Lakshmi they are calling as Atma Vidya. Atma Vidyaja Devitvam Vimukti Phaladayini. For people in the Bhuloka and Bhurloka, when new people come, the hospital beds has to be empty. Unless they get mukti, they will not become empty. So she is Lakshmi, meaning she gives mukti. She takes care of them. Completely they go back to their Godhead, like the Hare Krishnas. Back to Godhead. Who is that giving that mukti? Srihi Lakshmi. That's why it's in Lakshmi Stuti. How she is giving mukti? She does not come and give you that. Atma Vidya cha. She is Atma Vidya. Lakshmi herself is Atma Vidya. For people in the Bhu and Bhuva. Atma Vidya ja Devitvam Vimukti Phaladayini. That is what Atma Vidya does. Vimukti is the phalam. Phalam means what? Phalgu layam yanti. Phalgu means easily. Why do they write that in lychee, strawberry, all that? Handle with care, don't crush it. Why? Because Phalgu layam yanti. Layam means destruction. Very easily it can be destroyed. That's why it's called phalam. Anything that can be destroyed easily, that is called phalam. So here Vimukti phalam obviously means mukti you get, next moment it is destroyed if you don't refrigerate it. That is not it here. Here phalam means that Atma Vidya itself is mukti. That itself is the phalam. There is no separate effect other than Atma Vidya. The moment you get light, you cannot find darkness. You cannot search darkness with a torch. The moment you get Atma Vidya, that is mukti. That is why people postpone it. They don't want it. Atma Vidya ja Devitvam Vimukti Phaladayini. That is Vishnu Purana Lakshmi Stuti. Hence, Bhur Bhuvaha Lakshmi. That is another meaning now. Third meaning. The last one. Bhum Yantarikshayoho Shobhetiva Bhur Bhuvo Lakshmi. In the Bhuhu, Bhuha and Atma Vidya, there are three different things. Bhumi, Antariksham and Atma Vidya. Here, it is the Shobha of Bhumi and Antariksham. What is the Shobha of Bhumi? When does the Bhumi is at its best? Shining it at the best? In the daytime. So, Suryaha is the Shobha of daytime. And for Antariksha, that shines better in the night. That is why Chandra is the Shobha for night, Antariksha. So Surya Chandra Atmana, Chaksho Suryo Ajayata. By Surya, by becoming Surya, the same Paramatma gives Shobha to Bhu, and the same Paramatma by becoming Chandrama gives Shobha to Bhuvaha. That is why it is Bhur Bhuvaha Shobha, again Shobha Lakshmi. That is the last meaning.
What is Antariksha?
Antariksha means atmosphere, where the earth meets sky. It is meeting right here, if you are sitting down below. So it could be anywhere. So what is Antariksham? Where the earth meets the sky means horizon. Yeah. It is just like everything else in the world, it's also illusory. Just like you and me. Anything that stays the same, that is called truth. The horizon does not stay the same. You said that. Parameters are set by you. But anyway, the word meaning is this. Antariksha means horizon. So, Bhumi is what you touch. Antariksha means what you see. Antaha ikshate. The Brahmanda, you see it. Antaha ikshate. You can only see it. By the moment you go and touch it, it disappears. It goes away. Because the yardstick is moved. So that Antariksha will shine by Chandra and Bhumi will shine by Surya. And both Surya and Chandra are Paramatma. Both are Vishnoha Vibhuti. Et Chandramasi et Chagno. Surya, Chandra, everything is Paramatma's Shobha. That is why he is called as Bhur Lakshmi. Bhur Lakshmi Suviraha. What is the next name? Suviraha. So there are three words here. What are the three words? Su, Vi and Ira. What is the meaning of Ira? Irgatau. What is the meaning of Ira? Gatau. Ira means to go. Anything that makes you go is called Irana. We usually add a suffix, a prefix, pra. Pra Irana is Prerana. So that is what Irana means. Irana means to go. To make somebody else go is Prerana. If you go yourself and take that, that is Irana. If you say, then it is Prerana. So what is the meaning of Irana? To go. And Gatyarthaganam Jnanarthagatam. Whatever has the meaning go also has the meaning no. That's common in the world. Anything which did it go into your head? Meaning what? Did you understand? So here, Suvi Iraha means go. Iraha means Gatayaha. All the going. What are the going? Sravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. All this understanding. These are the Vividaha Irayaha of Vishnu. How does Vishnu go there? By Sravana, Manana and Nididhyasanam. By different kinds of knowledge systems. So Iraha means Gatayaha. Gatayaha means knowledge systems. Process of knowledge. What is the process of knowledge? First you hear, then you think, is he saying the right thing? Then you approve. Nididhyasanam. Saravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Through that he is attained. That's why he is called Suviraha. Doesn't mean valorous person or anything here. According to Shankara, it is Su Shobhanam Vi Visheshena Ira Jnanam. Baga Teluskunedi. Understanding very well. That is the meaning of Suviraha. That is one meaning. Second meaning, Shobhanam Vividam Irte. Or one Irte means one who goes. One who goes Shobhanam in good places. What are the good places? Father-in-law's house. Kshirasagaram. What is a good place he goes? He goes in the Milky Ocean. Like Kailasam, Kshirasagaram, Mailapur. All this is Shobhanam Iram. The Gati, his places he goes.
It's
My parents.
Dakshina Kailas. Dakshina Kailas, you know, Himalayas are the Uttara Kailas. Mylapore is Kapalishwara temple, Dakshina Kailas. If you cannot go to that Kailas, you go to this Kailas. That is what it is. That's what they say. Kailai, Mailai. They rhyme even. Kailai means Kailas, Mailai means Kapalishwara. Famous ancient temple. So, Shobhanam, like this kind of well-established places. What is the other place he goes? First one is Kshirasagaram, because that is where he is. Second one is Yogi Hridayam. So as Bhagavan, as Adinatha, as Anadihi, he is in Kshirasamudram. Paramatma is in Kshirasamudram. But he also goes into, as Antaryami, he reveals himself in Yogi Hridaya. Yogi means what? A person who sits and does meditation. Then he will reveal himself. So that is also, he is doing that irte. Who is that movement? He has to go into Kshirasagaram, right? Otherwise it is, why would serpent go there if he doesn't command? So he did that. He spread the bed and sat there. Similarly, Yogi Hridaya also, he has to choose too. Yogis can meditate. But unless Vishnu finds it clean, no kama, no lobha, no problem. At that point, irte suviraha shobhanam vividham irte. Why vividham? Because it is just not Yogi Hridayam. It's also Mylapore. It's also other places. So all these shobhanam places, Vishnu irte gachati. That is the second meaning. The first meaning is about understanding. The second meaning is the places where consciousness blooms. As Bhagavan, he blooms in Kshirasagaram. Why? So that you can meditate. You can say Kshirodhanvat Pradeshe. Oh, he is in that place. And you can meditate on that form. He is available for meditation. And once you have done it many times, then he can appear in your own Hridayam. So these are the Vividha, Irte, places he goes. Shobhanam Vividham Irte iti Suviraha. Then next one is Ruchirangadaha. Angadam means what you put on your limbs. Ange, yeah, all your limbs, you know, bracelets, bangles. What do you have, that Bahubali thing? Yeah, whatever you put on your angam, basically your ornaments. So that is very Ruchiram, that is very Kalyanam. It's not like what you get for Thanksgiving. It is really good, golden, full of Ruchira means very opulent. Kalyana means very opulent. That is why the word Kalyanam is for wedding. In South India, it's for wedding. Because in Kalyanam you are all dressed up. So that is how Vishnu is always. He is not like pauper, like somebody, like Shiva. He is always Ruchirangadaha. You can always see him as all his angam is covered with Ruchiram, with all Kalyanakaram, opulent ornaments. Ruchire, Kalyane, Angade, Isya. This Angada means two, so it's not, it's more than one. It's all in pairs. You cannot just have one earring like a hippie. You don't find it in Puranas. So it's both, unless you are Ardhanari. So you have different earrings, but still you have two earrings. That is why you have got dual number here. Ruchire Angade, meaning two, pair. Yasya iti Ruchirangadaha. It is called actually Keyuram. What is the name of the ornament of Vishnu? It's called Keyuram. That is a name. Vishnu's ornament has names. Otherwise, there will be quarrel with Lakshmi. You took my Keyuram. You can specifically ask. If it is generic name, it's a problem. So his Angadam is called what? Keyuram. Shobhane Angude Keyure Asya. The inventory is a big problem for Mahavishnu. Sviro Rujirangadaha. And then Jananaha. Janana means Janakaha. Jananaha means the producer. Jantun Janayan. Because the Jantus come from him. That is why he is called Janana. The entire creation comes from him. So Janayati means causative. He is the one who causes the Jantus, the creatures, to come forth. Hence he is called as Jananaha. Huh?
Vishvareta.
Like Vishwareta, yeah. Vishwareta means he gives the seed to the seed giver. Here he himself is the producer. Subtle different, but both involved in production, creation, the creative process. So Jananaha means one who is the father, one who is the producer, creator. Whom does he create? Jana Janmadihi. Jana Janmadihi. That's what he is the Janana for. He is the Janana for Jana. He is the Janana for Janam. For Janam, what does he do? Janma. First he makes them appear. That's called Janmam. So Janma means Udbhavaha. Janma means manifestation. Tasya Adihi. Tasya Mula Karanam. Because producing one thing means what? You will end up with this cause effect regression. Seed tree like that. That's why you had to end up in Adihi again. That's why he is called as Jana Janmadihi. The word Adihi is added to stop the cycle in him. So the final cause is him. That's why he writes Tasya Adihi Mula Karanam. For the cause of Udbhavam, of Janam, of the living beings, Tasya Adihi Mula Karanam. That is why he is called as Jana Janmadihi. Next one is Bhimaha. Bhihi means fear. Bhihi means what? Bhayam. Bhimaha means the cause of fear. And the cause of fear is usually the quencher of fear as well. Whoever is giving you fear, only he can. That is why if you put it ulta, Mabhi. Mabhi means don't fear. Bhima means fear. Cause of fear. Bhaya hetutvad Bhimaha. Bhaya hetutvad. Because he is the cause of fear. That famous Shruti is there. Bhishasmad vadah pavate bhishode the suryaha. Being afraid of him, all the bhutas, they perform their duties. Why is the water not out of Lake Erie? Because it is scared of somebody. It doesn't want to transgress. And sometimes it comes as tsunami. So as though there is a pattern, a vyavastha. And that vyavastha is worked by fear of Paramatma. That is why he is called Bhimaha. That is why we have this possibility of fear all the time. Why? Because though we are given everything is perfect, the constitution is, there is no problem. You went to the health checkup and you are like perfect, the pink of your health. But still there is so much of fear. Why? Mabhir, manda manaha. Because one thing, the mind is very manda. It is not very informed. If it knows, if it has all the information, then it will not fear. But even the most intelligent person is lacking some information. When will she text me? He doesn't know that. That lack of information makes him afraid. Shiva. Then first that fear comes because it is mandam. It is not informed. Vichintya bahudha. On top of it, it will start thinking. Then it will create that manorajya. what will happen? You are very logical and very intelligent. So naturally you will have a big commentary going on the sutram. Yami idrisham yatanaha, and I will be at the receiving end. Nothing will happen to her. She will be taken care. So that is your concept of yatana. Yatana means suffering. Mabhir mandagaman mano vichindya bhuda yami drisham yatana namina prabhavandi papa ripavaha. The reason for all this is subconscious. Papam. Kashayam. Swamina nusya idaraha. But if Narasimha Swami, Sridhara is your Swami, that will not happen. For that, what you have to do? Alasyam vyapaniya. You have to give up laziness. Get up half an hour before. Then chant Vishnu Sahasranamam. Bhakti sulabham dhyayasva narayanam. Logasya vyasana panodana karaha. Even if you don't pray, he is going to take care of your worry. He will make sure that that fear is eliminated eventually after you suffer your karma. Logasya vyasana apanodana karaha dasasya kim nakshamaha. If you can take care of the entire world without asking, people who don't pray, communists, atheists, Republicans, all these people, even they are taken care by Paramatma. Congress, secular people. Dasasya kim nakshamaha. If you take his name, if you take Narayana's name, how? Alasyam vyapaniya. The only thing which is in between you and him is mandata, mandyam. That is called alasyam. Alasasya bhavaha. Tad vyapaniya, giving that up. Dhyayasva narayanam. Logasya vyasana panodanagaro dasasya kimna kshamaha. Is kimna samarthaha? Can't he do that? That much he will definitely do. That is why he is called as Bhimaha. He causes fear. Bhayakrit, bhayanasanaha. It has come earlier. He causes bhayam. He is also the nasana of bhayam. Only the person who can instill fear can give you assurance. That's why Prabhu, if a Prabhu is a person is a Lord, is a great guy, only if people fear him. If he comes, oh, agaya. If that is the reaction, such a person cannot be the chairman. Why? Because nobody cares. He has to be bhayahetuhu. He has to instill that fear in your heart. Then only he can make you work and then he can eliminate. Only Vishnu can do that. That is why he is called as Bhimaha. Among all the Pandavas, Bhima is the most fierce. He does not think. In Bhagavatam Ashwatthama, he says, kill him. Don't think. Two people are thinking, Draupadi and Arjuna. But he doesn't want to think. Just kill him. That is Bhimaha. That is also Vishnu. Janajano Jana Janmadir Bhimaha. Why he is Bhimaha? Not just because of Namke Vaste. Bhima Parakramaha. Because his actions are backed by that Bhayahetutvam. His action can really cause fear. That is what the Katha Upanishad says. Mahat Bhayam Vajramudyatam. When he takes that Vajra, when he takes his Ayudha, the entire universe comes to stand still. Mahat Bhayam. Everybody is scared. It is Shrutehe. Asuradinam Bhayahetuhu. Not for Prahlada. He is not a Bhayahetu for Prahlada. Only for people who are body conscious. Asura. Asuramante. Those who live in life support as though. For the sake of living, not for the sake of knowing. Asuradinam Bhayahetuhu. So earlier he was Bhimaha. Now his Parakrama is Bhima. Earlier he was Bhimaha. Now his Parakrama, his actions are Bhayahetu. How can we say that Vishnu has Parakramaha? Vishnu is not a Karta. All he does is Yoga Nidra. There is no action there. How can you call Parakrama? Where is Parakrama? He does not even get up. That is why Shankara says, Avatareshu, when he comes down, he has to come to brush sometimes. It is not that always he will be in the Kshira Samudram. So Avatareshu, when he does Avataram, Tatra Parakramaha Tasya Bhimaha. Whatever he does is fierce. Even Rama showed that to Samudram. He showed his fierce form. That is why he is called as Bhima Parakramaha. So whenever people are ready to break law, he also breaks law. Parakrama means what? That is what Parakrama means. Krama means an order. Everything is going easily, then it is Kramam. Para, he breaks that Kramam. Why? Because somebody broke it. If you go in 45 mile speed, the cop has to go in 50. Then only he can get you. He has to break that law to stop you from breaking the law. That is why he is called Parakrama. And that Parakrama, when he does that, that is Bhimaha. That is going to be Bhayahetuhu. Ajna Ullanghanadina Bhayahetutvam. Only if you break law, you have to worry. That's why Prahlada did not worry. It was Hiranyakashipu who worried. Because whenever you go transgress dharma, you don't have to be knowledgeable. But still there will be something which will be, there will be a photo flash that will remind you that you are doing something wrong. That's why Vedic constitution is so natural. People can understand it with common sense. But then why do you need the Veda? That is the way to get out of the mess. If you don't have that extra knowledge, you will continue to remain in the rut. So Ajna Ullanghinam, people who break the law, he is Bhayahetuhu, his Parakrama is Bhayahetuhu, he is Bhimaha and Bhima Parakramaha. Adhara Nilayaha. So Adhara means same thing, support, like Bhuhu. Adharam for what? Adharam for Adharam. He is a supporter of the support. Who are the supporters? Prithvyadinam Panjabhutanam. The 5 bhutas, they are the support system. Finally, everything ends up in Akasham. And Akasham ends up in consciousness. How do you see the sky when you are asleep? You don't. Because you are not Atma then. You are in Murcha Avastha. So unless you are aware, you cannot see the sky. And from the sky, the entire bhutas come. So the entire bhutas are supported by your consciousness, awareness. That is the Adharam. That is the meaning of Adharaha. Adhara means as awareness, he supports the other Adharas. All other Adharas are supported by Adharam. Adharanam Adharatvat Adhara Nilayaha. So the word Nilayam means all these Panchabhutas. Adhara means Vishnu. That is the meaning of Adhara Nilayaha. Why is Panchabhutas called Nilayam? Because Layam Nisheshana Yanti. They all resolve in finally. Why? Because Prithvi came one day, so it will go back. Prithvi, Tejo, Vayu, Akasha, everything came from Atma. Hence it has to go back to it. That is why it is called Nilayam. He stay put always. That is why he is Adharam. Even the words they very clearly establish that Vishnu is changeless and Vishwam is changing. When you say Vishwam Vishnu, Vishwam is Shwa means tomorrow. V means no. It is not the same water. The river is the same. Tomorrow you are not the same. You have gained or lost. Something. That is why you are Vishwam. Swaha na Vigadaha Swam. You don't have it tomorrow. All you have is now. And tomorrow, even if you are there, you are not the same. But for Vishnu, it's not the case. Vishnu is always the same. Same thing, Adhara Nilayaha. Adharam is always the same. Nilayam is Layam Yanti. It keeps resolving itself.
But we name our houses Nilayam and all that. I thought that was permanent.
That's where you go and do Layam. You don't sleep in the workplace. Where do you go in Layam? Layam Yanti, Nisheshena Layam. You go into that $3,000 bed. Somebody told that will cure your sleep apnea. So you bought it. You cannot put it in your workplace. That is why the work is never nilayam. Nisheshena layam yanti. Wherever you go and completely resolve yourself. That is why it is called nilayam. Layam means there is no argument then. Before that there is. Afterwards, that is why he is called Sri Nilayam. She will come to argue. Then it all goes back into Layam. See, the people who use local language, they borrow all these words from Sanskrit. If you know Sanskrit, you know the words, the avayavas. But if you don't know Sanskrit, you just take it as a Vengayam. That one word. Very good. Keep on peeling, nothing. Okay, nothing. You're happy with any consequence. But if you know Sanskrit, you won't be like that. You'll be like splitting your hair. And know every single word and also possible combination. Is it Nila Yam or Ni Layam? All that will come. So Nilayam is house for that reason, because you go Layam. Adhara Nilayaha Vishnu. Adhara Nilayo Adhata. He is Adharam for the Nilayam, but he himself does not have Adharam. That is the meaning of Adhata. So you are sleeping in the bed. If the bed has to sleep somewhere, then it will be going around looking. Then you cannot have the bed. Luckily it doesn't. You paid so much and it stays put there. So Vishnu is like that. He is Adhata. He does not move. And he does not also na dhritaha. Dhata means dhritaha, one who is carried. And Vishnu is not carried by any. He has that self-support system, like the spider. He has it in him. Swatmana dhritasya anyato dhata nasti. That's the meaning of adhata. Swatmanaha dhritaha. He is held by himself. Held by himself means what? Self-cooking. That is the meaning of Swatmana Dhritaha means he does everything for himself. Only Kshatriyas can do that. Kshatriyas have to protect you, like Punjabis. They protect you because their boundaries they are guarding. They also have to protect. It is like you doing cooking for your husband and yourself. You have to cook for yourself, and like that Vishnu is Adhata means he carries everything. He also carries. That is what he writes. Swatna Dridasya Anyaha Dhata Nasti. You don't have another cook. That is what Anyaha Dhata. You don't have another support system. That is why he is called as Adhata. How do you know that? Because of regression. If he has another, then there won't be end. Adhar Nilayo Dhata Pushpahasaha. Oh, another meaning for Dhata is Samhara Samaye Sarvaha Praja Dhayatiti Pibati Diva Dhata. Dhata means to carry. Dhata also means to drink. That is why we say when you go to sleep, in Sanskrit it is called Swapiti. Saha Swapiti means he sleep. Swapiti means what? Sompiti. He drinks himself. That's what you do. You just suck yourself inside yourself. Your mind goes and does rest in yourself. Like that the entire world, they go and sleep in him. That is why he is called as Sarvaha Praja Dhayati. Dhayati means to carry and to drink, to consume. When does he do that? At the end of the Srishti. You are working, suddenly you cannot go that. So, at the end of the day, that is called Vyavastha. There is Aparna Karuna of Paramatma, that you are able to sleep. So, you can go with more fierce power and do what you have to do the next day. But for that you need that break. Otherwise people will become vikshipta. They will become disoriented. Vikshipta means orientation is concentration. They will become disoriented without sleep. That is why Pibadi, even your own sleep is called drinking yourself. Sopiti means sopnam. So what is sopnam? You drinking yourself. So you made a tea in your sleep, in your dream. Your husband didn't make it. Why? Because he is outside of you. Who is inside of you now? No in-laws, nobody. Just your own. In-laws also are allowed sometimes, but with conditions. They cannot escape your supervision. Why? Because you are drinking everything there. All the experience are drunk by you. The same thing Paramatma does at the end of the creation. Since we are also microsomic aspects of Paramatma, we exactly imitate the dad. What he does, we do in a very small, limited way, limited to few feet. Whereas he does it for the entire creation. That is the meaning of dhata, sopiti, pibati, iti. The next one is pushpaha saha.
So the word here is dhata or adhata, or it is split differently.
Adhata means one who does not have a dhata, or he is a dhata, means who is pipati. Yeah, he did both. He dropped the a and made it look like he is consuming everything, or he put the a and said that he does not have a dhata, he does not have a consumer. He is the set. Malik. So that is the second meaning. Now pushpa hasaha. Hasa means smile or vikasam. What is the meaning of hasam? Vikasam. Whenever you laugh, whenever you smile, you expand. Why do you have to expand? Why do you have to contract when you fear, or when you hate, or when you are sad? You feel like you are very. Why? Because for becoming happy, you have to touch your surupam. What is your surupam? Anandam. Basically, you are all happiness if the conditions are right. What are the conditions? You should not have any interruptions, vikshep. Then they should not come and cover you, the in-laws, avaranam. If you don't have avaranam and vikshepam, then you revel in your surupam, which is your anandam. So that is what happens to Paramatma. He does not have any inhibiting factor. Who is the father-in-law? Kshira Samudram. He is way far away, not even visible in this universe. So when he comes to this universe and makes all this creation, there is no interruption for him. So what happens? Hasaha, he smiles. That means he expands. He expands and becomes the creation. That's what Shankara writes. Mukulatmana sthitanam. Mukulam means bloom. Mukulam means what? Bloom. Mukulatmana sthitanam pushpanam hasavat. What is the meaning of the smiling of the flowers? Don't send him to the dentist. Don't send the flowers to the dentist. Because smiling of the flowers means just blooming. That's all it means. Tadvat prapancha rupena vikasaha asya. Because he does not have an inhibiting factor, he keeps on freely engaging in this process of creativity. Asya vikasaha. That's why he is called pushpahasaha. He has a very uninhibited smile, uninhibited laughter. That's why he is called as pushpahasaha. He could have just told, like Swami Chinmayananda, that he has a beautiful smile. But then there is not Shankara. He would have to tell, connect it with the prapancham. Mukulatmana sthitanam pushpanam hasavat prapancha rupena vikaso asya. That's why the entire Vishwam is only Vishnu. Vishnu's vikasa it is. When you put a stone in the center of the placid water, keeps on going. That is why it's called Brahmam. Why it is Brahmam? Brihattamatvat. It keeps on expanding. Just it goes on becoming many, many, many universes. Why does he do that? Leela. He enjoys that process. That is why he is called Pushpahasaha. Not everybody will be lucky like him. The next one is Prajagaraha. Jagara means wakefulness. What is Jagaram? Awake. Jagarana means wakefulness. Prajagaraha means a very awakened wakefulness with Red Bull and what not. 5 hours. If you drink everything, all the possible medicines if you have, then it will be Prajagaram. More conscious than the consciousness. That's what he is. So there is not even iota of blinking. Why Vishnu cannot blink? He does not have eyelids. That is what Devatas they say. Amara, Nirjara, Deva. They don't have white hair. Everybody's head is jet black. Why? Because they are Nirjara. They don't have Jara. You know the age of Sanat Kumara, it's 5. And the age of Shuka is 16. At that age they got Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Once you get into Samadhi, you cannot age. Suppose you go to sleep, you will not age during that span of time. Then again you will get up and age. Vishnu does not have that problem. Hence he is called Prajagaraha. Nitya Prabuddha Surupatvat. Nitya Prabuddha Surupa means he is Buddha. He is awakened to reality. Prakarshena Jagarti. So he is more awake than the awakened. We are all awakened. But our awakening is inhibited by sleep. Whereas his awakefulness is not inhibited by ignorance. Hence he is called Prajagaraha. That pra is to just emphasize the difference in his awareness. Though both are aware, there is a different quality for his awareness. Because the word Jagra means Nidrakshayam. What is the meaning of Jagra? Jagrada Jagrada, meaning Nidrakshayam Kuruta Kuruta. Don't sleep. Wake up. Sit erect. That is the meaning of Jagra, Jagrada. Here he is Prajagara because he does not have the possibility of Nidra. If you have Nidra, then there should be Nidra Kshaya. That is why he is called as Prajagaraha. Nidra means Avidya Avaranam. Because he does not have that Avaranam, Nitya, Nidra, Vihinatvat. There is a word before it came, Aluptadrik. Same thing. That is the meaning of Prajagaraha. Pushpahasa Prajagaraha. Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahisa Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamat Nityam Loka Samasta Sujino Bhavantu Sarve Bhavandu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.